Day 28. Another quick cardio session. Get home, get ready, go to work. Got called in to work a few hours this morning, so did that. Now headed to the gym by the house to get my sweat on. No caffeine, no pre-workouts. Just fucking dedication, consistency, and willpower. Just gotta make your decision. Make your decision that you are done being a fucking lazy, fat piece of shit. You know? Especially if you have already had a part of your life where you worked out and you were fit and you were all about it, all about that life. Now it's just getting rid of the fucking weakness, you know? Saying, nope, won't do it, never again. Give a fuck if I get a surgery or whatever, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna pedal. I'm gonna fucking move my arms. I'm gonna fucking go into a major calorie deficit. It does not matter. Nothing is gonna stop me this time. And you just gotta think. You gotta think to yourself. You know, we're halfway through our lives. For us 40 plus people, a little bit over half probably. But fuck that. You know, I was talking to my uncle, and we were talking about a story that happened to my dad. And he was old, and he had just had a surgery, I think. So he was like on it with a cane and all fucked up. And there was a moment where I guess, you know, he couldn't really. He knew his limitations. You know, someone bumps into him and he can't be that fucking guy who's like, hey, what the fuck? And start shit, you know? And I guess the guy didn't apologize, but he just brushed it off. My mom was with him, I guess, and she fucking yelled or whatever, which was already like, she shouldn't have fucking done that. You should have let him fucking talk. But you know, it broke my dad for a little bit, you know, like he was really fucking sad about that shit. And that's why you gotta take care of yourself. That's why you can't fucking let yourself be that fucked up old man. Obviously some shit's just out of your hands, you know. He had a heart attack and he was fucked up after that. You know, so what was he gonna do? Give his life up just for fucking some dude bumping into you? Potentially give up his life? You know, and then, you know, the other side of the thing is like, you're a man, you should fucking do it. You should never let anyone punk you, but blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. That's pride. But is your pride really worth your life? You know? I don't know. It's a very touchy subject. Some people will say yes, it is worth your pride. Some people will say no, it's fucking stupid. I don't know. I'm the other side. I'm like, think calculated. Well, here's another one. Fucking don't ever fucking be in that situation. Carry a fucking weapon on you. Fucking, you know. There's a lot of things you could have done. Embarrass the guy. Pointed out that he's a fucking piece of shit that can only fucking punk old dudes that just had heart attacks. You know, there's a few things that could have happened, but you never know unless you're in the fucking moment, and you don't ever want to be the guy that can't defend himself because you're out of shape, because you don't work out, you don't take care of yourself, you don't watch what you eat. Stay dangerous. Be that fucking guy who is dangerous, who no one wants to bump into, because they're like, if I bump into this fucking guy, I'm in for a world of fucking hurt. This guy doesn't look like a pushover. This guy looks like he could fucking be a threat. And that will never go out of style. I'm not saying be a fucking loudmouth. These guys that are loudmouth and fucking all this hoo-ha and hollering, most of those guys are fucking pussies. Most of those guys are all fucking talk. I'm saying be the guy that looks like a silent killer. Be in shape. Be ready for it. When the time calls, when it's needed, bring it out. Bring out that animal. But don't be a fucking clown and be an animal for every fucking little thing. For all we know, the guy bumped into him and was gonna fucking say he was sorry, but I know my mom. She didn't fucking let him fucking have a chance to say he's sorry. She probably fucking yelled at him. Who knows? I wasn't there. So, but take care of yourself now. So in 20 years, when you are 65, you can still fucking handle yourself. You can still be a threat. That's the moral of this whole shit. Do you bend the knee because you know your limitations, or do you just go head first and fucking potentially get fucked up for life or lose your life? Pride is a motherfucker. But I think part of me has already grown away from that, and I'd like to do the intelligent move. The intelligent, play chess, not checkers, with my life, with my next move, with the money I spend. I'm not buying fancy new clothes anymore. It's a hole. The fuck you need fancy clothes? How about fucking lose weight and make that wife beater look like a fucking $1 million? These fucking guys that are fat as fuck, spending all this money on this jewelry and clothes, I think it's gonna make them look better. You're still a fat fuck when you take them all off. Shit like that. So, different directions, different mindset with everything that's happened in my life now. Same with people. The people that are down for you, the people that are fucking cool with you, that have been cool with you for fucking decades, let them know. Recognize it too. Be thankful for them. Believe me, as you get older, you'll have less and less friends, less and less people wanting to fucking hang out with you if there's nothing to come up off of. There's no reason to hang out with you. So, a lot to think about as you get older. But definitely want to still remain a threat. And to do that, you gotta fucking go to the gym. You gotta say no to the fucking sweets. You gotta be the guy that when they're chilling, watching the game, hey, you didn't get your workout in you gotta go do that first. Be that guy. Anyways, time to get started. Oh, all right. Just finished the workout. Went pretty good. 30 minutes on the Cybex, 10 minutes walking. I just rotated back and forth, backwards and forwards. What else? Did do the abs. Didn't do the 3 sets like I wanted. Just did 2 jumbo sets. But better than nothing. Ran out of time. Now I am headed home to get ready for work. So I was thinking about what I had been talking about, being dangerous and being a man, being able to carry your weight and being able to handle yourself against another man. A big part of that is just courage and just not letting anyone push you around. Everything should be calculated, especially when you're older. You can't just rush in when you're old like you did when you were young. Especially if we're talking about a younger guy you're going up against. But the experience does kick in, you know. If you're a fighter or you lift weights or any of that, you know, some of that experience is going to help you. But at the end of the day, I would say that cardio is probably the most important thing. Whoever lasts the longest. When you see fights in UFC, and these are guys that train for fighting, the guy who usually wins is the guy that has the best cardio. And that's like, you know, 8 times out of 10. The other guy is the guy who gets the lucky shot and knocks out his opponent. But, you know, we're all built different. Some guys have glass jaws. You know, some guys have fucking iron jaws where they get hit multiple times in the mouth and the jaw and they never seem to pass out. You know, there's those guys too. I remember being a kid. I was about 8, 9 years old. And my dad took me to a store. Not just me. Took me and my siblings to a store to buy some clothes. A little discount store. And, you know, so there was a lot of ghetto people there. And some guy just rudely cuts in front of us. And me and my brothers were kind of like, what the heck? What is this guy doing, you know? He's just cutting in front of us. And he looks back, and I guess he heard us, or maybe he kind of heard my dad kind of grunting a little. He looks at my dad and he says, what? What are you going to do? And my dad didn't do shit. I think he even said, sorry or something. Totally didn't say nothing, didn't do nothing, cowered down. Now, remember, my dad was in his 30s, maybe late 20s at this point. So there was no excuse. He should have told the dude, let's go outside and handle it, and went toe to toe. Was the guy bigger than him? Of course he was. That's how all bullies work. There's never going to be a smaller guy trying to bully anyone, you know, but that's a different situation than having a guy who just had a heart attack and went through surgery and trying to punk that guy that's like 70 years old. You know, I don't know. It's a situation we might all end up going into. And maybe, you know, you do rest better if you just say fuck it and just go head first, you know. I would have no problem getting my ass kicked by some younger guy, because I would get my ass kicked, you know. And it's okay knowing that someone in shape that's younger can kick your ass, but guess what? That motherfucker's gonna leave with a black eye or a bloody nose or something. He ain't leaving fucking scot-free with no hits. I'm doing something. So, you know, you have to also have the courage to lose, to get your ass kicked. You know, it's I think it's just part of the game, you know. That's why the fucking young lion comes in and fucking takes the old lion's bitches and fucking kills them or runs them away. The old lion gets fucked up and he has to fucking admit, like, hey, I can't fuck with this guy. But there's also those fierce fucking old lions that have a shit ton of scars because they rather fucking die than fucking give it up. You know? You want to be the guy that's prepared. You don't want to be the old guy that's fat and slow and fucked up. And you're not even old, you're young. You know, how many guys do you know that are in their 40s and 50s and are fat as fuck and look like shit and haven't been to a gym in 25 years or 30 years since they were like in school? You know? Don't be that guy. Change that shit. You know? I'm to the point where I'm just like, I'm doing it. Or die trying. I'm doing it. Am I going to do fucking drugs to get there? You know what? Fuck. One day I might say, fuck it, I can't do this shit alone. And I might have to. right now I'm not. I'm trying to stay fucking healthy, trying to stay natural, but there's always that alternative too. For me, it just feels like cheating, so it's really hard to do any kind of TRT and not call it what it really is, fucking steroids, to get where you want to be. But hey, those old guys that are 50 years old, 60 years old, that are shredded look pretty fucking good, huh? But anyways, good workout today, solid, you know, on the path to being a threat again. And I think all us men at this time in our lives, at this point, we should all look at that and say, if someone kicked in the door right now, can I defend my family? Can I hold off two fucking guys long enough to let my family escape? Can I fight one guy hand to hand to defend my honor, my dignity, my fucking family, my property? Can I do those things? You should definitely look in the mirror and ask yourself that, you know, because one day it might be your turn to say something or shut up and fucking put your tail between your legs. So, on that note, let's get going.